Welcome to this short introduction, what leading practice is all about, who we are, and what makes us unique. My name is Henrik von Scheel, and I'm the CEO of Leading Practice. We are the fastest growing open standard community that is dedicated to develop leading practices in enterprise modeling and enterprise architecture frameworks. All of them are based on years of university research that supports the second largest certified community with over 2,500 practitioners. In the next couple of minutes, I want to highlight the 5 points that make leading practice stand out and why both the business and IT community believes it to be the driving force behind the IT paradigm shift and how you can get involved. Now, have you ever wondered why over 70% of IT projects fail? Well, so did a consortium of university professors, lecturers, and researchers in 2004. They joined forces with the aim to provide a platform, today known as the Global University Alliance, that universities and thought leaders can interact to conduct international research, comparison, and explore leading practices, best practices, as well as missing practices. Based on global research, the Global University Alliance promoted a new way of thinking, a new way of working, and a new way of modeling, combining the much needed connection between enterprise modeling and enterprise architecture disciplines, thereby enabling all organizations to build on common leading principles to identify, create, and realize value in both business and IT composition. The enterprise modeling includes the following disciplines: business model, value management, service model, and performance management, process and measurements, as well as information modeling and rules. Whereas the enterprise architecture disciplines includes business architecture, value architecture, service-oriented architecture, process architecture, information and technology architecture, as well as solution architecture. This ignited a wave of interest from both practitioners and organizations that apply, actively improve, and develop the open standards, forming the backbone of our leading practice community today. Both public and private organizations work tightly with the community to apply leading practices to gain a competitive advantage. Now let me highlight the 5 key differences that make leading practice stand out. First, leading practice is an open source community, legally and correctly quoted as an open standard and open architecture community. Based on our university background, our principle remained that of a collaborative knowledge sharing and gaining. Therefore, leading practice is a non-profit organization and it is 100% free. It requires no license, no maintenance efforts for anyone who's part of the community. Access to all templates, assets, tools, artifacts are granted to certified practitioners, thereby ensuring that the modeling principles are applied correctly. Secondly, the community is dedicated to develop enterprise modeling and enterprise architecture frameworks based on leading practices. Thirdly, all these open standards are arranged and interrelated into a structured way of thinking, referred to as frameworks, a structured way of working, referred to as methods, and a structured way of modeling, referred to as approaches. This enables the business, the IT expert, and the architect with the ability to work, design, and build on common way of thinking, working, modeling throughout the enterprise. Now, all these frameworks, methods, and approaches are fully integrated with supporting maps, matrices, models, assets, and tools, thereby uniquely consolidating and harmonizing the way of thinking, working, modeling, governing, training, and coaching throughout an organization or project. Let's take a look at frameworks. A framework is critical because it structures the practitioner's way of thinking in a specific area and establishes a common practice that serves as a set of guiding principles with reference documentation. Currently, there are 10 reference frameworks available in the most important areas, such as business model, competencies, processes, value, service, cloud, information, application, data, platform, and infrastructure, each with supporting maps, matrix, and models. Our framework combines the much-needed connection in the way of thinking between enterprise modeling and enterprise architecture. Now, enterprise architecture traditionally puts things into relations to each other, and enterprise modeling identifies how to work with them. Combining both of them defines how things relate to each other and how to model them in relationship to each other, thereby working horizontally and interlinking the strategic business objectives and critical success factors across an organization, ensuring the desired outcome is achieved. A method structures the practitioner's way of working within a specific area with supporting techniques, tools, principles, rules, procedures, and practices. There are often multiple methods that support a framework. Currently, there are 6 essential methods available, such as layered architecture method, which is a discipline to work in different layers across business, application, and technology. Then there's the lifecycle method, the discipline of interconnecting life cycles such as process, service, project management, and value. And then there's the decomposition and composition method, the discipline where objects are broken down into a simpler form to interrelate and model them. Then there's the business innovation and transformation enablement method, which is the discipline to work with the 6 different business models. And of course, there's a maturity reference method and a requirement reference method. An approach, or the way of modeling, is a series of steps to be undertaken in order to produce a wanted results. Currently, there are 4 approaches that structures the practitioner's way of modeling, from blueprint, design and build, run and maintenance, to governance and continuous improvement. All of these approaches are supported with scopes, concepts, roadmaps, and conceptual models. The 4th unique difference that makes leading practice stand out, that not only are all frameworks, method, and approaches fully integrated, it also integrates its modeling principles to all existing frameworks, method, and approaches in the market today, such as ITIL, COBIT, TOGAF, SACMAN, ASAP, BPMN, Prince2, APQC, and etc., thereby interlinking the different modeling principles throughout the layers and life cycles. For this, the concept of decomposition and composition is built into the different layers. The 5th unique difference that makes leading practice stand out is you. Yes, you heard me right. Amazingly enough, the backbone of our community are people like you and me, with passion for what they do, open to apply leading practices, and are willing to share the knowledge which they gain. It has been developed by practitioners for practitioners, just like you and me, thereby making the entire concept not a theoretical discussion or approach, but a hands-on way of thinking, way of working, and way of modeling. If this sparked your interest, there are 4 different ways to get involved. You can get involved as a practitioner independent of the role. You might work with strategy as an executive or unit leader, or you might focus on operational execution as a project manager, subject matter expert, or specialist. If you're interested to become a certified practitioner, our career path supports a range of job roles and meets both the market and organization needs for cross-disciplinary competencies today. You can get involved as an organization, either public or private, and independent of project phase, or if it might be a travel project. If you want to get familiar with the frameworks, method, and approaches, or want to apply them, the fast track is to reach out to us, highlight what you're trying to accomplish, and we will assign a leading practice practitioner as your coach to help you get started. Our principle is simple. We believe that the key to your innovation and transformation already exists in your organization. Our focus is to enable and empower the organization to deliver. As an organization, you may want to consider to join one of the user groups, a platform of organizations, universities, thought leaders, practitioners, and researchers to share leading and best practices, conduct research, and explore new ideas and improve the current assets. Now you can also get involved as a software vendor. If you're interested in adopting open standard and discovering how to mix best practice software solutions with leading practices to differentiate, feel free to reach out to one of our executive team. Now, some software vendors that have successfully adapted leading practices into their software solutions include SAP, IBM, iGraphic, and Software AG. Finally, you can get involved if you're part of a university. As a professor, as a lecturer, or as a researcher, you can join the Global University Alliance, thereby participating in advanced research projects or adapt the global curriculum for BPM, enterprise architecture, SOA, SOC, information management, or project management. It is your time to make a difference, one transformation and project at a time. So be part of the business and IT paradigm shift and get involved in leading practice.